the Trinity University Tigers. Number 2, the junior forward of Houston, Texas, Enzo Safety. Number 3, the senior guard.
Good evening, Tiger fans. We are live from CalGuard Gym at Trinity University in San Antonio, Texas. We hope you are having a wonderful December and are ready for some holiday basketball. The Trinity Tigers are ready to host the Alma Scots in the Leslie Robinson Christmas Classic. I'm Brian Yanselson, and I'll be by myself for this one. Happy to be along with y'all for what should be a great matchup. We've got an Alma team coming in at 1-7, while the Tigers are 8-2. Tigers will be trying to bounce back from a loss to conference opponent Centenary College. That was down in Shreveport, Louisiana. The team drove over 1,000 miles this weekend as they drove to Sherman, Texas on Thursday first to face Austin College, and then they drove over to Louisiana going straight to Centenary, where they fell just short, losing 87-78 to Centenary. So a conference doubleheader this past weekend, and now back home for the first time in almost a month for a little non-conference action here in the Leslie Robinson Christmas Classic. We are just about ready to go here in San Antonio. Enzo Safety and Brandon Rake at center court. They'll jump off, and Safety gets it over to Caleb Jenkins. We are officially underway here at Trinity University. Hanley with the pass to Safety, and his three a little long. That ball going off of Alma, though, so Tigers retaining possession. Then bounce pass going to A.J. Clark, and he gets to the basket easily for the first points of the evening. And the Tigers going straight into their pressure. This zone defense that Coach Smith loves, forcing lots of turnovers, trying to keep the opponent off guard. And this is a team that if all is going right, you will see them going very quickly. So keep your eyes open, don't blink, or you'll miss it here. Already a turnover forced, and Caleb Jenkins getting right to Enzo Safety. He'll try another three. That one bounces off the rim, rebounded by Nate Diamond. Pull-up jump shot there by Isaiah Williamson, and he hits it. Williamson leading Alma yesterday. They were up in Seguin facing the Texas Lutheran Bulldogs, falling 71-58. Williamson led the way with 16 points as Tanner Brown there under the basket got his own miss, and as he tried to go back up with it, fouled. So he'll be heading to the free throw line. And Brown at the line. One of the most red-hot Tigers here in their latest stretch. He has 4 consecutive games with 20 or more points, including 21 points in that loss to Centenary. So Tanner Brown, the sophomore here from San Antonio, Texas, Brandeis High School product, doing a great job leading the way for the Tigers, averaging 16.9 points per game. And he hits both of his free throws. A big focus for this Tigers team, those free throws, shooting just 65% on the year, so it'll be huge for them to get going from the line. As Williamson on the other end quickly gets another basket, all tied up at 4. Jenkins with a cross-court pass to Clark, who had his foot on the sideline. So that'll be a turnover. Ball going to the Scots. Moore Pierce doubled there near the half-court line, but able to escape the pressure. Allow the Scots to get back into their offense. Nice job there corralling the pass by Williamson. and it'll be Rake who will be fouled. Last time we were with you here on Tiger Network, the Tigers fell just short to Carleton College in a shootout. And what we saw a lot of, Carleton able to get into the middle of this zone. And early on you can see Alma with the same idea. Williamson right there in the heart of the zone. This time Diamond will take a three from the top of the key, no good, but the rebound goes to Moore Pierce. He puts it right back up, and the Scots take their first lead of the evening. Brown gets it there in the corner, and he drills his first three. Traveling called there on Rake. Now we see Alma going with a little bit of that full court pressure. Hanley gets it to Seiki there with the mid-range jump shot. This one is good for Seiki. So a couple of missed shots from beyond the three-point line for Enzo, but he gets it from a little bit closer this time. Tigers up 9-6. Diamond to Williamson, who pulls right up in the heart of that zone. No good, but another offensive rebound for the Scots. Already 3 offensive rebounds for Alma. And talking to Coach Smith earlier this week, he knows those rebounds are so important, especially on the defensive end. Almost serves like a turnover, giving the opponent another possession. So something that the Tigers definitely trying to cut down on, as Williamson gets it right there under the basket and puts it in. So Alma taking advantage of that second opportunity. And here we have a whole new 5 for the Tigers. Jordan Lippman currently with the ball, and he gets it over to Pierce Matthews, who nails that 3 right off the bench. We've also got Griffin Levine, David Nickel, and Grayson Hare in for the Tigers, and Lippman here in the open court gets it to Levine. Levine with a nice move, but it goes just out of the basket and will go towards Alma. So you might be thinking pretty early to go to a full bench unit, but Coach Smith admitting that he has not done as great of a job lately at keeping his team fresh, and mentioned got here on Sunday night at 11:30 p.m. So a late bus ride from Louisiana. Had some work put in yesterday, but not going too hard. And now a game right now on Tuesday, so trying to keep his guys fresh, and that means getting some of his bench guys some more playing time. And Levine once again getting to the basket and puts it up and in. Griffin Levine coming off a season-high 11 points in Louisiana. The transfer from Pratt Institute in New York has done a nice job off the bench so far this season, and expect to see a lot of him today. As Alma with another three-pointer, that one goes. Landon Moore Pierce gets that one to go. If you watched some of the games for the Tigers early this season, you were not surprised to see about 12 or 13 guys getting in the game and scoring. But Coach Smith saying that as of late, he's gotten a little bit caught up in giving his main guys more playing time. And so you've seen some more minutes for the starters, but today, not going to waste any time getting some of his bench guys in there. And they are currently all going to the sideline for the first media timeout. Trinity up 14-11. We'll take a quick break here on Tiger Network and be right back. Welcome back to Tiger Network. Jordan Littman at the line. His first free throw is good. Littman, a senior from Austin, Texas. He gets the second one to go, and he'll have one more as he was fouled from behind the three-point line just ahead of that media timeout. And Littman gets all three of his free throws to go. Tigers will be happy to see that all evening if they can keep that up. Doubles the Tigers' lead 2-6 early on here. A couple of new faces out there for the Scots. Casey Constant there at point guard. Jack Poling in for Rake. And there goes Constant. Just hard on that little floater attempt. Now Littman going the other way. And he gets it to go. So Jordan Littman off the bench. 5 quick points off of those free throws in that fast break bucket. And now another turnover. Matthews, a little sidestep, gets it to Levine, wide open, hits the three. Tons of excitement there from Levine, forcing an Alma timeout. And we've got a great crowd on hand here, even during the holiday break. Students at home for Christmas and winter break. But good to see lots of parents and family out here. Trinity now up 11, 22-11, just like that. Alma had been keeping it close in the first few minutes, but Tigers extending the lead quickly. Mentioned at the top, Alma with a 1-7 record out of the Michigan Intercollegiate Athletic Conference, a very strong basketball conference. And that record a little misleading. If you talk to Coach Smith, he agrees that Alma has played better than their record shows. They've lost to 2 ranked teams, including number 4 Illinois Wesleyan and number 14 Elmhurst. And they've been in most of the games close, just other than a couple of runs late in the game. And so this is a great opponent for the Tigers to face in their non-conference schedule. And we'll have Calvin against Trinity tomorrow afternoon here on Tiger Network. That one at 1 p.m. So a couple of opponents from Michigan for the Tigers. Not used to seeing lots of schools from there, so great to see some new teams. As Constant, no good on the three. Littman with the rebound, and Levine quickly up the court. Now he backs it up a little bit. David Nickel now posting up on Poling. And that one just out. Nickel doing a great job one-on-one there in the post. Williamson knifing through the defense, and he'll be called for the offensive foul. Williamson trying to go right at this Tiger defense before they can get set. Little confusion here. Referee confirms that's an offensive foul on number 32, Isaiah Williamson. Williamson with 4 points early here. Led the way yesterday in Seguin with 16. Abdullah Roberts now in the game along with Jacob Harvey. Jacob Millhouse, who gets the pass there and puts it right up. A great pass from Harvey to Millhouse. So a great connection there from 2 guys coming right off the bench. Those 2 guys also joined by Ashton Owens and Mick Marquez. So again, a third set of 5 for the Tigers as that one banked in and good. Harvey out to Owens, who puts it up for 3. Mick Marquez with the rebound, fighting lots of contact down there. Nothing called until finally a foul called there. Marquez with a couple of rebounds on his own misses. And now he'll head to the line, rewarded for that effort. First free throw from Marquez is good, and already talked a lot about what Coach Smith is wanting to do, getting guys off the bench and resting his starters, not letting anybody go too long, especially with another game tomorrow. But he said, as you see this third set of 5, Jacob Harvey with the offensive rebound there, almost put up the 3 himself. Instead, Marquez with a nice move and floats it up and in. But this third set of 5, and Coach Smith really wanting the guys themselves to determine what the rotations will be for the game going forward, wanting to start early, get his guys in there, and then from there really riding the hot hand and making decisions based off of how they play in these minutes. So for the guys as individuals, these are some important minutes to see who will stay in the game as the second half comes along. Coach Smith saying sometimes it's hard to know exactly who's going to be hot on a certain day, and the Tigers have so much talent on their bench that it really can be anyone on any given day, so wanting to give them all a shot, and then depending on who starts out strong, they'll be in for the rest of the game. So interesting to see that plan in motion as the Tigers forcing yet another turnover. Abdullah Roberts gets it to Owens, cutting through. He's fouled as he goes up. Now he'll head to the line. Tigers in the midst of a 13-2 run in the last 3 minutes. And that foul at the 11:59 mark means another media timeout. So we'll take a quick break here on Tiger Network. Tigers up 14. Welcome back to Tiger Network, and you saw during that quick break the numbers right on your screen telling a lot of the story. Alma with 6 turnovers here in the first 8 minutes compared to Trinity's 1, allowing the Tigers to shoot a red-hot 60% from the floor, 50% from the three-point line. And that explains a 14-point lead for the Tigers as Ashton Owens goes to the line here. First free throw, no good. Just the second miss for the Tigers. Already 8 free throw attempts. Owens able to get that second one to go. So the lead up to 15 for Trinity. Alma trying to snap this 14-2 run, but that turnover not going to help. That's Casey Constant losing grip on the ball. 7 turnovers now for the Scots. Roberts finds an open Millhouse in the corner, and Millhouse makes the defense pay for leaving him wide open. Alma right now just seems discombobulated, not really able to get in any sort of rhythm. Harvey steps back for the 3, and he drills it. Everything going the Tigers' way here, lead up to 21. That one no good, but an offensive rebound for the Scots. And finally they get one to go. Nate Diamond ends this run, had gotten up to 20-2 over the last 4 minutes and 10-0 over the last minute and a half. Scott's trying to get something going here now. Constant going quickly, and he gets that little teardrop to go. So a couple of buckets in a row for the Scots. And you can see the starters getting ready to come back in here for the Tigers at the next break. Roberts' shot goes way over the basket, but Marquez there for the offensive rebound, puts it right back up. And Coach Jimmy Smith calling a timeout, wanting to get his starters back out there. And we'll take a quick break with them. Tigers up 36-18, 10 minutes left in the half. Welcome back to Tiger Network. Starting 5 in for the Tigers. Caleb Jenkins, AJ Clark, Enzo Seiki, Ben Hanley, and Tanner Brown. And for Alma, most of their starters in as well as Isaiah Williamson fouled while shooting. He'll head to the line.
AJ Clark is first, and foul number 4. Be 2 shots for Isaiah Williamson.
First free throw rattles out there. Williamson, one of 7 seniors on this Alma roster. Hanley cuts to the basket, and he will now go to the line. So the Tigers doing a great job even off of those free throws. You see how quickly they want to get up the court. And it catches Alma off guard, forces yet another pair of free throws. This will be 10 and 11 for the Tigers. Hanley able to get that second one to go after the first one was a little strong. That three-pointer no good from Whiteside, and you can see the Tigers defense just swarming to every Scott player who gets the ball. Even that three-pointer contested. Now on the other end, Seiki bruises his way over King there, who's doing a nice job trying to defend the big forward there. But Seiki not minding that coverage and able to get that one to go. Jenkins with the steal, Brown to Clark. Nearly with the dunk. We've seen those dunks from AJ Clark before. Instead, just laying it up and in, extending the Tigers' lead to 22. Really firing on all cylinders here are the Tigers. Alma with just 19 points. Hanley with a reach-in foul there as Whiteside trying to make something happen. Missed the three-pointer on the previous possession. This time was trying to get to the hoop. Brandon Rake now in for the Scots. He'll replace King. Williamson pulls up from mid-range once again. Second time we've seen him get that one to go. Offensive foul there called on Clark. He's trying to get the ball to Seiki, but in the process ran into an Alma player. Rake had an opening there to get it to Williamson, but Clark getting it in the air before then, and Brown, before you can even blink, to the other end for the layup. And this is precisely what the Tigers want. They want to be off and running, and there they go again. Jenkins this time with some contact there, and that'll be an offensive foul this time on Jenkins. Nice job there from Constant, getting right in the way, giving up his body, forcing the offensive foul from Jenkins. But in general, you see all the running. The Tigers not wasting a split second. Every time they get their hands on the ball, they are off to the other side. Starters once again off the court for the Tigers. Rotation number 2 on the court currently. Williamson finds Moore Pierce in the corner. He steps back over Matthews, unable to get that one to go. Littman with the rebound. Levine now with the ball. Trying to find a man, giving up his dribble. Nickel now, shot clock winding down to 4. Levine will have to put it up, and he does. No good, but Matthews fights for the rebound. Unable to get that putback to go. Now the Scots going the other way. Whiteside pulls up just ahead of the three-point arc. No good. Constant stopping there, forcing the Tigers to stop there. Now running their half-court offense. And Matthews fouled as he goes to the rim. In the loss on Sunday to Centenary, the Tigers had a season-high 25 turnovers, and as we head to another media timeout, I'll walk you through some of the things Coach Smith told me about those season-high turnovers, and he's saying it's not really anything that the team is doing wrong from a fundamental perspective. It's just all reliant on the pace that they're trying to set. And so you've seen and you've heard me talk about how quickly they're trying to go, but often when you're going that quickly, you're trying to force the ball into a space that may not be there. And so what we've already seen a couple of times, and especially in these last few possessions, when the Tigers are not finding something right away off of the fast break, they're able to pull it back out into the half-court offense, and that's okay. That's what Coach Smith is saying. It's perfectly fine to not score in the first few seconds of the shot clock. Just got to find that half-court offense and get back into a rhythm. And so far, the Tigers are doing a great job of not forcing anything. Just 2 turnovers here in the first half. A huge improvement from those season-high 25 in Shreveport. So Coach Jimmy Smith, here in his second season for the Tigers, has to be happy with what he's seeing so far, because I know that's been a big emphasis all season long, and especially coming off of that loss to a conference opponent. And it looks like the Tigers have gotten that message, at least early here so far today. Coming out of this media timeout, the Tigers will have another pair of free throws. Pierce Matthews, the first year from Cyprus, will be the one at the line.
Here's Matthews.
Matthews gets that first one to go. And Matthews, one of 11 first years on this Tigers roster. And it's a really interesting roster that you see for the Tigers. You've got 11 first years and 7 seniors, and not a whole lot in between. So you've got a lot of young guys and a lot of very experienced guys, and it's a very interesting dynamic. But so far it has led the Tigers to an 8-2 record, 2-1 in SCAC play. And the Tigers hoping that these games over the holiday break will continue to allow this team to improve and make strides as conference season gets in full swing after the new year. Next game for the Tigers will be tomorrow against Calvin, but then after that, squarely in conference play, as we'll have the University of Dallas right here in CalGuard Gym on the 7th of January. So these last two non-conference games, the last opportunity for the Tigers to get some wins within the region and out of conference, those ever important non-conference regional victories that go towards making a berth in the NCAA tournament. Tigers, of course, hoping to win the SCAC tournament and get that automatic bid. But if they're unable to do that, these wins out of conference are so important as they look to build their resume and show the committee that they deserve to be in the postseason tournament. As Nickel splits a pair of free throws, Tigers up 24 here with just under 6 minutes to go in the first half. Another turnover, Levine one-on-one, misses that layup. Maybe had a little too much time there, as it was just Levine and one other Alma defender. Diamond no good on that three. That pass hitting the rim, but getting to Littman nonetheless. And you see right here, perfect example, trying to go quickly, but instead pulling it out, taking their time, and trying to make something happen. 30 seconds is a long time for a shot clock, so plenty of time, and that one results in a turnover as Levine unable to find an open man. But in general, that's what the Tigers want to see. Alma unable to capitalize on the turnover. Levine again pulling things out. Gets the ball over to Matthews, and Matthews just off on that three. Williamson fouled on the floor. And here comes rotation number 3 for the Tigers. So the third unit of 5 that we saw early in the half is back out there, as Williamson is at the line for Alma. Williamson leading the way here with 7 points. Make that 8 with that free throw, front end of a 1-and-1. That one in and out for Williamson. And the Tigers take advantage nearly of that missed free throw. That one looked to go in, but Harvey with that layup that just goes out. And the Tigers actually have not scored a field goal in the last 4 minutes. They've scored a couple of free throws, but no field goals. However, Alma unable to take advantage, as they have not scored in the last 4.5 minutes from the floor either. So a little bit of a slowdown on both teams after a flurry of points early on. You can see still some more missed shots here. Both teams struggling to find the bottom of the net late in the first half. We're officially under 4 minutes. Next stoppage will be a media timeout. And that stoppage coming right now is Marquez with another offensive rebound. That'll be his third. And he's fouled there, so we're gonna take a timeout, the final one of the first half. Tigers up 45-22 here. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Tiger Network, and you have it right there on your screen, perfectly for you to see. Tigers shooting a very solid 50%, but what stands out the most, those turnovers at the bottom of the graphic. 12 turnovers for Alma and just 3 for the Tigers. That has been by far the biggest factor here, leading to the Tigers' 23-point lead. Marquez able to hit that front end of the 1-and-1. And he hits both of them to up that free throw percentage near 70%. Season average 65. So the Tigers shooting just above that. Williamson finds some room there in the paint. He's been successful with those mid-range jump shots, but that one not able to go. And Ashton Owens with some contact as he heads to the basket, but no foul called. Alma right back with the ball. Whiteside over to Diamond. Constant trying to cut through. Little teardrop goes to the right of the rim. Roberts with the great cut to the basket, moving great with the ball, without the ball, and you see ending up open right there. So a great job moving without the ball. Alma caught napping a little bit there, and Roberts with the 2 points. Whiteside from the corner, and that one is good. Just the third three-point shot to go down for the Scots. And they force a stop on the other end, so Alma trying to finish the half on a positive note. Thought we might see Whiteside put up another 3 there after he hit the one in the corner. We'll see if they get it back to him. This time it's Constant who puts up the 3. That hits the front of the rim. Fighting for the rebound, ultimately ends up with Harvey. And the Tigers off and running. Harvey not able to get enough on that layup. And now Whiteside going the other way, going straight to Roberts, now kicks it out. Williamson wide open, and he hits the 3. Couple of consecutive 3-point shots made for the Scots, and they pull within 21, and a timeout called by Alma. We'll take a quick break right alongside with them and be right back on Tiger Network. Welcome back to Tiger Network. Starters back in for the Tigers for these final minute and a half. Clark off the foot of Bordeaux, pointing to his foot right there. And Tigers will get a chance to inbound it from the sideline. Clark gets it to Hanley, who had an opening for a brief second, but the Scots able to get there quickly enough and forcing the turnover. Just the 4th of the evening for the Tigers. So the Scots on a little 6-0 run here in the last minute. Trying to go into the locker room with some positivity. Still have 20 minutes on the other end of the half to go. Williamson unable to get that 3-pointer down though. And we'll see if the Tigers can strike back with a couple of buckets on their own. Hanley finds Jenkins cutting to the rim, and he gets that one to go. Great job there by Hanley, forcing attention to himself, and then Jenkins moving without the ball, getting that good look. Williamson will try the three again, gets this one to go. So Williamson with 14 points now. He led the Scots with 16 yesterday and picking right back here in San Antonio after that output up in Seguin. He's doing a nice job trying to keep the Scots within striking distance. Hanley falling down as he gets that ball to Clark with the no-look pass to Jenkins, and he gets that three down. A nice looking pass from Clark there, finding Jenkins in the corner. And then Jenkins almost getting that turnover. You can see the hustle there, diving into the Tigers bench. Love to see this from the Tigers starters, even as they're up 23, not letting any ball go uncontested. Just 4.2 seconds left in this first half. Moore Pierce puts up the three, and that'll be no good. So the Tigers going into the locker room up 54-31. A red-hot shooting start for the Tigers. They're shooting 50% from the field and 50% from the three-point line, and doing it with a great balance as the starters, along with some bench contributors, doing a nice job getting this big lead for the Tigers. We'll take a 15-minute halftime here on Tiger Network, but don't go anywhere. We have a great second half coming for you right here. Welcome back to Tiger Network, everybody. I'm Brian Yanselson here with you for the first game for Trinity of this Leslie Robinson Christmas Classic. Had a great one earlier today as Calvin able to sneak out of here with an overtime victory over Texas Lutheran. And now Trinity up 23 coming out of the half over Alma. Tanner Brown getting the scoring going here in the second half. He leads the way now with that basket. 9 points for the Tigers, but you'll notice in the box score, the Tigers doing a great job getting contributions from just about everybody. 14 Tigers have scored so far today. 15 total have played. So for the Tigers, if you're on the floor, you're scoring. And that's what's led to this 25-point lead. We'll see what adjustments are made at the half as the Tigers force a turnover here. Clark getting it to Hanley, finds an open Brown, hits the three, gives a high five to some students there in the front row. Not a whole lot of students here over the winter break, but we do have a nice crowd on hand here at CalGuard Gym. First game here at CalGuard Gym in just about a month. Tigers falling to Carleton last time we saw them here, but they went on to win a couple of games on the road in conference. The Southern Collegiate Athletic Conference play getting going. So we've got a lot of contact here. We'll see what the officials say. Caleb Jenkins just now getting pulled off of the floor. They're going to call it a jump ball. And on that replay, you see Rake kind of swinging his elbow there is what hit Jenkins, but they're going to call it a jump ball. Now they're going to go to review.
Tiger fans note that Trinity will play Calvin College tomorrow, Calvin University, the Trinity of Calvin tomorrow.
Does look like Rake's elbow there catches the face of Jenkins. Lucky to have this great replay system here on Tiger Network. Officials still trying to get a good look at this one. They'll get a couple more looks on the replay here.
2 shots.
Welcome back to Tiger Network. Lots of confusion here. That silence as a result of trying to figure out exactly what is going on. But it looks like it'll just be a flagrant foul on Brandon Rake, resulting in these 2 free throws for Enzo Seiki. Rake headed to the bench, and as I suspected, I believed I could hear, we're up here in the broadcast booth, so not on the court, but I believe Rake has been ejected. Not quite sure, but we'll keep an eye on that, as he at first seemed to walk to the locker room, but now he's back on the bench. So we'll see exactly what's going on there. But in the meantime, Tigers up 61-31, and a rejection there. Enzo Seiki now trying to find Hanley on the fast break, instead turns it over, so Alma takes it, and will Whiteside up with that mid-range shot. Jenkins with the pull-up 3, and that one good. Jenkins with a couple of made 3-pointers. He's had a slower start to the season, averaging just 10.2 points per game. But Jenkins is the reigning SCAC Player of the Year in the 2021 spring season. Jenkins better than everybody in the conference. And so just a matter of time before he really gets it going this season. Nice to see him with 8 points on 3-for-3 shooting from the field. Seiki somehow finding the open Clark in the corner. That one just short. But we seeing that ball movement from the Tigers that we saw in the first half. Mentioned 14 Tigers have scored. Turnover there for Alma as they step on the line. Trinity at 64 points right now. And just after the Thanksgiving break at the Leslie Robinson Thanksgiving Classic, we saw the Tigers reach the century mark 2 times in a row as Seiki gets that nice pass from Brown, puts it in. The Tigers had not scored 100 points in regulation since 1999, and then they went ahead and did it twice in a row against Birmingham Southern and Carleton as Ben Hanley takes that turnover and lays it up and in. This is a Tigers team that can put a lot of points on the board and in a hurry. Not just scoring 100 twice, but also getting over 90 4 different times. Tigers scoring 91.1 points per game. That's good for 9th in all of Division III. And getting word now that that foul on Brandon Rake that we were wondering about, just a technical foul, no ejection. So we will see the senior from Whitehall, Michigan back in action soon enough. Seiki able to save a turnover, and in between 2 Alma defenders gets the layup to go. So Seiki now up to 8 points. 6-0 run for the Tigers, getting the lead up to 34. That one right in the arms of Jenkins. No look pass to Brown. That 3 just off the mark. Brown still leading the way with 12 points. Mentioned at the top, he has scored 20 points in 4 consecutive games. 3 no good from Bordeaux, but Williamson with the rebound. And he gets that one to go. Williamson now at 16. He still leads for Alma. And for Alma, missing a key contributor, one of their best players and their leading scorer, as that offensive foul is called on Seiki. But Alma's leading scorer, Cole Cliver, not playing in today's game.
So Seiki, that is his 3rd
And that's a result of the game yesterday in Texas Lutheran. But right now, it looks like Seiki's still on the floor, so we'll take a quick break here on Tiger Network. We'll be right back. Great to see Seiki get off on his own power and walk off, hopefully just taking a hard fall and getting the wind knocked out of him. Was just talking about another injury that happened yesterday to the Scots from Alma. Their leading scorer, Cole Cliver, who averages 16.6 points per game and 2.5 assists, leading his team in both categories, fell awkwardly on his wrist yesterday in Seguin, and so he has not played today. So a big contributor for the Scots, absent, has left most of the work to Williamson, who has 16 of Alma's 38 points today. Alma coming in today at 1-7, members of the Michigan Intercollegiate Athletic Association, as Levine gets a turnover and quickly puts it up. Levine coming off of his career high in Centenary, 11 points, career high with the Tigers at least. Had a couple of great years with the Cannoneers of Pratt Institute, averaging over 20 points a game there. But Levine with 7 now today. Lippman with a nice spin move underneath the basket. And this is bench unit number 2 really overall for the Tigers that we've seen today, but the first unit off of the bench, as we've seen a rotation of 3 being used today by Coach Jimmy Smith. These 5 players on the court have been responsible for 19 points. Lippman and Levine with 7 points each. But if you're just tuning in, talked a lot in the first half about how Coach Jimmy Smith really wanting to rest his guys and rely on his depth that he has to get a lot of guys on the court and in the box score. And he has done that today with 14 Tigers scoring and 15 total playing. So getting his guys some rest with the back-to-back today and tomorrow, coming off of that long road trip over 1,000 miles, driving from here to Sherman, Texas, and then to Shreveport, Louisiana, and back. So a long way for these guys to go, and in the midst of finals as well. So a lot that the Tigers have had to deal with, but they're responding nicely here. Nickel with the basket. Landon Moore-Pierce. Nice move the other way. Lippman trying that spin move again. Instead, kicks it out to Nickel, who in stride hits that mid-range jump shot. Nickel with his first basket of the evening. He had just 1 free throw. Still just 1 Tiger that has played today that has yet to score. For this Alma team, though, a nice opportunity to come down to San Antonio for the holidays. Had a quick stoppage here on the court, but for Alma, a nice trip here to San Antonio for the holidays. Saw that they got to go to the Alamo a couple of days ago before their game against TLU. And they don't play many games outside of Michigan. After this one, they only have 1 more game outside the state of Michigan at Trine. And so a really nice chance for their players to get some time in the Lone Star State. Enjoy the beautiful city we have here in San Antonio. As David Nickel fouled, and he'll head to the line. Just 2 players on this Alma roster not from Michigan. Brandon Whiteside from Lombard, Illinois, and Jack Poling from Portland, Oregon. But the rest of the guys on the Scots roster from the great state of Michigan. And speaking of Michigan and great guys from Alma, I want to give a shout out to our very own Harrison Lalone, the Assistant Sports Information Director here at Trinity, is a graduate of Alma College. Graduated in 2018 studying communication. Played football for the Scots as an offensive and defensive lineman. And he actually won the Renner Award in 2018 for the top student assistant in sports information for the Michigan Intercollegiate Athletic Association. So we are very lucky to have Harrison here at Trinity. Does so much for our teams, especially this men's basketball team, who he's responsible for covering as an assistant SID. So special shout out to Harrison. Thanks for all that you do. Very much appreciated. And hope you're not too sad to see your Alma Scots struggling right now against the Trinity Tigers, but I'm sure he is a little bit torn, wanting Trinity to do well and wanting his alma mater to do well also. Rotation number 3 comes in for the Tigers as the second unit takes a rest and get these new 5 in here. Jacob Harvey, Ashton Owens now with the ball over to Jacob Millhouse, joined also by Mick Marquez and Abdullah Roberts. This group has done a great job. Marquez at the half, tied with Tanner Brown for the lead in points at 7. Really some great contributions all around. Couple of nice passes from the Scots, but the Tigers responding well, closing out and forcing a contested 3. The ball will now go to Trinity. Clock under 12 minutes, meaning we'll take a media timeout. We'll take a quick break here on Tiger Network and be right back with you. Welcome back to Tiger Network. Trinity up 80-43 on the Alma College Scots. Really nice response from the Tigers after a tough road conference loss on Sunday. They got in nearly at midnight. Still, though, doing some work as a team yesterday, having a Christmas party together as well to wrap up the night. And then going into this Leslie Robinson Christmas Classic, looking to pull out this opening victory as Marquez, as he's done so well today with his 3rd offensive rebound, and then gets a basket to go up to 9 points for the senior. Alex King gets in the box score for the first time. King, a senior from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Not used to seeing teams from Michigan down here in San Antonio, but we'll get to see 2 of them in a row as Abdullah Roberts unable to connect on that three. Alma today and the Calvin College Knights will be here tomorrow afternoon at 1. They'll take on the Tigers here inside CalGuard Gym, and we'll have that for you on Tiger Network. For you Tiger fans, you might know Calvin as the team that eliminated our volleyball team from the NCAA tournament. 8 teams were left in the quarterfinals, Calvin pulling out that victory. So it will be interesting to see these Knights coming to San Antonio tomorrow, see if the basketball team can avenge the volleyball team's loss. Should be interesting to see. In general, though, it's really nice to get to see some different teams from different parts of the country as Marquez once again gets a bucket to go. He's up to double digits now, joining Seiki and Brown for the Tigers. So the senior from Arizona doing a really nice job here for this third unit. That ball nearly going out of bounds. Moore Pierce does a nice job to save it. And in the corner, Diamond, tough shot there, really falling into the corner and unable to get much on it. Now a jump ball called going the other way, and so Alma will get possession back. But a couple of teams from Michigan visiting San Antonio this week. A month ago we had Birmingham Southern and Carleton College from Minnesota. So nice to see some new schools here before getting into conference play with the familiar foes, including TLU, who was here earlier today and gave Calvin everything they could handle, taking the Knights to overtime and losing by just 2 points. Bulldogs have been playing really well as of late. TLU, of course, one of the 2 schools in the conference that Coach Jimmy Smith coached at before coming here to Trinity. Smith coaching at Texas Lutheran and Schreiner. But in the middle of those stints in the conference, Smith also going to Millsaps College in Mississippi, which is where he came from, to Trinity. And already in his second season, Jimmy Smith has done a great job with this program, losing in the title game of the conference tournament last season to a really talented St. Thomas team. And this team wanting to get back to that title game and change that result this time around. And this time with an NCAA tournament spot on the line. So a lot to play for this season for the Tigers. And they've got a nice start to this season, 8-2. Looking to improve to 9-2 with a victory here. And already 2-1 in conference play, with 2 of those wins coming on the road as Jacob Harvey nails that long three-point shot. Harvey, the leading contributor off the bench for the season, averaging 7.6 points. He's a freshman from Huffman, Texas. He's up to 6 points today with a couple of three-point shots. Seems to be his specialty, at least early on with his stint with the Tigers. And now Millhouse with a long three. That one unable to go. But the Tigers get the rebound. Owens attempting a three, falling backwards. Another offensive rebound. Harvey to Millhouse. And he gets the layup to go. So still some hustle from this third unit, pushing the lead to 41. As the Tigers approach the century mark for the third time. We'll see if they're able to get there. Last time they did, I had my colleague Luke Terry. We were discussing if we get some free food when we score 100 points. We didn't last time. We'll see if things change this time as Ashton Owens, nothing but net there on the three. Just incredible the pace at which this Tigers team can score when they've got everything going. Brandon Whiteside limping a little bit off the court, might be cramping just a bit, and that stoppage will lead us to our under 8 media timeout. Take a quick break on Tiger Network and be right back. Welcome back to Tiger Network. Out of that timeout, an administrative technical foul called on Trinity. So not going against the team's overall foul count, giving Williamson a free throw there. Trinity had been on a 10-0 run over the past 3 minutes to extend this lead out to 43. The Scots have not scored in over 3 minutes. Constant trying to change that, but that floater rims in and out. A couple of new faces for the Tigers in this third unit. Grant Jacobs, who you just saw with the ball, the first year from New Braunfels. And Kai Allen, the first year out of Zurich, Switzerland, on the court here for the Tigers. So now up to 17 Tigers that we've seen play today. And Mason Roberts with the ball. Somehow missed him, but he gets that buzzer beater to go. Mason Roberts also in the game for the first time, the senior from Kerrville, Texas. The Kerrville tie the Antler with that nice shot to beat the shot clock. Then on the other end, some nice defense from Roberts. Forces Williamson to miss badly. And Millhouse finds Harvey in the corner, spots up quickly for the three. Somehow, crazy how that pass was taking him out, but just able to get his 2 feet set, but the shot just misses. And then a foul on the other end. These free throws for the Scots, just the 7th and 8th free throw attempt for them. They're shooting just 57%, having made only 4 of them. But that's been a big difference here today as well, as the Tigers attempting 21 free throws and knocking down 16 of them. And if you're a Tiger fan and you're thinking that the Tigers must shoot a lot of free throws, seems like they're always at the line, well, you've got a pretty good hunch, as they're 8th in all of Division III in free throw attempts with 281, and they're 12th in number of free throws made with 184. You can see why Coach Smith harping on the free throw percentage, as Tigers clearly getting to the line a lot, so really wanting them to convert. And today they're doing a great job of that, as they're shooting 76.2% from the line, well above their season average of 65.5. Combine that with just 9 turnovers, and those 2 big areas of improvement that the Tigers have identified, looking good so far today. Williamson knocks down that 3 from the corner. He's up to 21 points. So Williamson still in and producing for the Scots, but for the Tigers, some more new faces. Blocking foul called there on number 1, Constant. But we see Cole Anderson in for the first time, as well as Nate Thompson and Braxton Berry. And now we see number 1 coming in, Elijah De La Garza. So those new names, along with Kai Allen. We've got a court full of first years for the Tigers. Berry unable to get that one to go. Ball taken away from De La Garza. That's Constant. That 3 from the top of the key, no good, from Cole Miskey, freshman from Owasso, Michigan. Mason Gardner in for the Scots as well for the first time, as is Thomas Alfano. So a couple of new freshmen in for the Scots. as well as Gardner, who's a senior.
Timeout on the floor.
Final media timeout taken here. Trinity up 96-54. We'll be right back on Tiger Network to wrap things up. Welcome back to Tiger Network, where we have the men's basketball team trying to build on the success that Trinity Sports had throughout the fall. If you've been following along here on Tiger Network, you know that all 6 teams that play in the fall had NCAA tournament appearances, both cross-country teams, those soccer teams, and the football and volleyball teams making good runs in the playoffs. And if you're a football fan and were upset by Trinity's close loss at Mary Hardin-Baylor, losing just 13-3 in the first round of the football playoffs, you might have noticed that Mary Hardin-Baylor went on to win the Division III championship. So rest assured that the Tigers were a very talented team, giving the Crusaders probably their toughest test that they faced throughout that tournament. So some real talent that we've seen throughout the fall season on Tiger Network. Been lucky to call a lot of the action and excited to get to call these men's basketball games. We have yet to see our women's basketball team play here at home. They've been busy traveling just about everywhere in the country you can imagine, but they will be at home for the first time on December 28th and December 30th against Worcester State and Litorno. So a couple of home games finally for the Tigers women's basketball team. They've gotten off to a great start in conference, 2-0 in SCAC play. They're 6-2 overall. And the men's basketball team mentioned they'll be back in action tomorrow afternoon at 1 against Calvin. Then they'll have an exhibition right across Hildebrand against Incarnate Word. And then they'll head into the new year, couple of road games before being back here on the 7th against Dallas. So the basketball taking the spotlight for a little bit, along with swimming and diving after a busy fall. Basketball now in the forefront before the busy spring gets going. Kai Allen gets the 3 to go. Nice job getting the defender to bite on the first attempt, and Allen gets on the board. We are at 99 points, right near the century mark. Can the Tigers get there for the 3rd time this season? Constant trying to respond with a 3, and he does. 6 points now for Constant. Had been 0 for 3 from beyond the 3-point arc. And with 2 minutes remaining, we'll see if the Tigers can get over 100. De La Garza wanting to do it, and he does. De La Garza with the 3, and the Tigers over the century mark for the 3rd time this season. Hopefully some free hot dogs on the way or something. These Tigers really earning their way to some free food. They deserve it, getting all these points on the board. So now 3rd time over 100, just fascinating after going 22 years without getting over 100 points in regulation. They've done it 3 times this season. Goes to show the pace at which this team plays, and Jimmy Smith has to be thrilled with how his offense played today. Tigers not quite done scoring, trying to get Another layup to go. That was Cole Anderson, but it just rolled out. And we've got over a minute left here. Jump shot no good from Poling, one of the 2 non-Michigan players on this roster. Poling from Portland, Oregon.
Number 25, Jack Poling is first. Foul number 6. The line is Braxton Berry.
Berry hits the second free throw, becoming the 18th Tiger to get on the board here today. An unconventional roster, huge in size, but you can see production coming from all levels of this roster. 11 first years mixed with the 7 seniors, and they've done a great job here today. Will improve the Tigers' record to 9-2 overall.
Is fourth. Foul number 7, 1-1.
Tomorrow's opponent, Calvin, improved to 6-2 earlier today with their overtime victory over TLU. And that should be a great matchup. Both Calvin and Alma coming from the strong basketball conference that is the MIAA. Constant unable to knock that one down. The shot clock officially off, and so the Tigers should be just bouncing the ball for a few more seconds, about 20 of them, before wrapping up this really, really nice victory. Final score will be 103-63. Trinity really putting it to Alma and bouncing back nicely from that loss against Centenary on Sunday. 18 Tigers getting in on the action, and they were led by Tanner Brown with 12 points. Enzo Seiki adding 10 himself, and Mick Marquez doing a great job from the 3rd unit off the bench, adding 11 points. Tigers shooting lights out from the field and the 3-point line, 52% from behind the arc, and numbers that the Tigers are going to be really happy with. 55% from the field, just 11 turnovers, their 2nd lowest mark on the season, and shooting over 70% from the free throw line, a few points above their season average. And so a great showing here from the Tigers against the Alma Scots as they open the Leslie Robinson Christmas Classic. They'll look to go undefeated in this short tournament run as they face the Calvin Knights tomorrow at 1 p.m. We will have that right here on Tiger Network. Thank you to everyone in the control room. Thank you to Josh for helping make this happen. And thank you for listening here on Tiger Network. I'm Brian Yanselson, and I will see you tomorrow.